Okay, I'm gonna now take you through how to get the scene ready to start your modelling, and I want to sort of do a few sort of housekeeping things before us start off really. So if you want to start off by opening Maya, and let's go. Let's, okay, file. First thing we need to do is we need to create a new project. So at the moment, if we go to project window and open this up, and let's just call this 3D. Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, I need to. Why is it not typing? 3D. Oh, it's not working. For some reason, I can't type. Let's see if we can delete stuff away. So let's get rid of a few of these and see if that works. Ah, that does work. So, sorry, my mistake. Press new. First of all, if we put 3D character. 3D character, and let's just get rid of some of these things to make it a bit simpler for us. So we don't necessarily need all this stuff. Now there's some stuff we do need and other stuff we don't. I'm probably going to yeah, let's just get rid of some of this stuff. Dish cache, leave that. Okay, leave us save on. Okay, so it's your choice what you can get rid of, but I just like to try and simplify the scene a little bit. You can put everything in there, but it's just simplifies things. So I'm going to stick it on my desktop for the time being, but you can put you put that in a recognisable place. I wouldn't recommend you saving it to a USB, because you don't want to be saving too much data through onto a small USB. I would save it into somewhere on the network, and then you can copy that over at the end. But this just enables you to copy the whole project over at any time. So if you want to work at the university and then take it home, that's great. So you can kind of back things up really easily. So I press accept. We've now got a new setup, basically set up for working. So what I want to do next is I want to come down and I want to start making an image plane. So if I come in here and go to create polygon primitives, and let's go for a plane. Now I've already set the defaults up here, and the defaults, if I reset these settings, you can see this is a default. I want to put it on Z because I want the front to be facing the front. I want to put this on 10, so I want 10 units by 10 units. I'm also gonna, I don't want 10 subdivisions because I'm just wasting polygons there, so I'm not even bothered about that. So if I press create, so we've got ourselves, if I hit the quad view, you can see at the front view this is now facing towards us, which is why I pressed X, and the side view, that's to the side. So what we need to do is we need to place a texture on there now. So I'm going to press this button here, which will open up my Hypershade. I'm going to make myself a new Lambert material. The first Lambert here is actually applied to everything you make, and you don't want to put the texture on here. You want to make a new one. So if I press on Lambert 2, double click, I'm then going to just change the name. So let's call that reference. And I'm also now going to put an image on the actual colour. So if I click on here, go to File, press this button here for image name. Let's put my first mistake. What I've actually done is, because I've created a 3D character project, I need to go to the source images directory and place my texture that I want to put onto this image in there. So if I just go and grab my texture, so if I go back to my other folder, go to source images, I'm just going to copy this. Now, rather than going it through, I'm just going to close that down, and then I'm now going to come back into what did I call it? I called it 3D character. So if I open that up and show you what I've done. So in here, on my desktop, I've got this thing called 3D character, and at the moment there's nothing in source images. So if I place this texture that I've already made, a drawing that I want to, you can see here, that I want to model from. If I just close that down and go to File, it should automatically now be in the right place. So if I come in here, yeah, and you see it's placed in the source image directory, and you put all your textures in the same place. Again, it just enables you to keep things in the right places, and it just keeps everything tidy. Okay, so if I've put that image now, you can see we now have an image that's appeared onto the actual texture, and it should have appeared on there. So why is it not appeared on there? Just a quick look. File, press it on there. Yeah, it's appeared on there. You can see. Don't know why it didn't do that. So we've got our image now, and I can either assign material to selection, or I can middle mouse button that, drag and drop it. So it depends on what what we're working with. But essentially now, the reason why it's not showing up is because I need to press 6 on my plane here. So you can see at the moment, we've now got our texture to start modelling from. So this is a great front plane for us to start modelling from. So now, what I want to do is I want to move it up, because I want to model this like so. I'll just move that across so it's in the middle. So like that, something like that. Obviously you can work with that in your UVing, but basically I've done that just for ease. You're never going to get it perfect. It's a drawing. It's not an accurate piece of reference. But you can see my drawing isn't quite in the centre, but that's not a big deal. The next thing I want to do is I want to make something called a layer to enable me to save, quickly change this layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this button here with it selected, and what that does, that enables me when I'm modelling. So if once I start modelling, I've got a layer here that I can turn on and off very quickly, and I know where it is. So if I name this Ref2, Ref02, save. You can remove anything you want, just reference, image, character reference, or whatever, or image layer, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I've got this, but I also want to do one extra thing. I want to come back into my material, and I want to just add some transparency to this. So I'm going to take that down here, and you can see. So now I can see through it. So this makes it a little bit easier, and I can actually decide how much I want to see it or not, interactively. So when I start modelling this, I don't have to keep turning this on and off to enable me to kind of see what I'm doing. I can actually basically make it transparent. What I can also do, I can press this button down here to be on an R, and that means that I can't select it. So when I start modelling my, let's go for a cylinder. When I start modelling my character, like so. I can actually go around, and I don't have to keep doing this and turn it on and off. I can actually see, and I can start making intelligent decisions about how I'm working, like so. So I can do that. I won't start modelling, but that's kind of the end of this particular first part. But now you're ready. If I just save this, let me just have a. Here we go. If I just save this, if I come in, File, Save As. Again, it's gone into the correct place in the scenes directory on the desktop where I made it, so I can copy it again, so it's keeping it all in the same place. So if I save that as ready to model 01, save that. So I'm making it actually relevant to what it is that this scene now is ready to model. I've got my reference, it's on a layer, the material is kind of turned down, and the transparency, and I'm ready to start modelling. So I'd like everybody to get up to this stage by the end of this week and be ready by next week at this stage with their characters and their reference and stuff. Okay, so hopefully that's been quite clear, and it's quite a simple stage to get up to. So there we go. Good luck, by the way, good luck.